Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. How's everybody doing? What's up, buddy?
Man, things are good. It is like that time of year. I love springtime. Springtime. Springtime means so many things.
Uh-huh.
I love this. Well, because, this is, I equate like March with, St. Patrick's Day, and now it's also with the Irish Open, which we're going to talk heavily about. We're going to get
big time.
We'll get into all sorts of topics. Is the Irish Open the greatest tournament in the world? Who are some of the best fighters right now? Elijah Everill being the undefeated champion of the weekend. Is he the best fighter of the world right now? So many different things that we'll get into. But before we get into all of that, don't forget to share and subscribe.
That's right.
Like and rate our podcast.
Yes, and on Apple Podcasts, you can actually review it, rate it, and write a review. So make sure you do that if you're on Apple. And share it, man. Let everybody know about what you like about it, and put some comments on the Facebook page, Instagram posts that we've been putting up, all those stuff. So I had fun today seeing all the different responses we got on Facebook and Instagram about the makeshift three-man teams, and
yeah, I like that.
So different stuff. So it's something to think about. So
what's a makeshift team that you remember that was like, I don't know, like a Cinderella story? Because so many makeshift teams are ones of guys who are just like, they're not really on a team, or maybe they used to be on a team, or their team's not there. They just kind of picked up a couple of guys.
Yeah.
But the one, the makeshift team of like literal superstars, you expect those teams to kind of win. But what is something you remember of a makeshift team that really was doing something?
Super Grands 98. Team Likers. So you have Matt Winsborough from England that came over, and they just said, hey, we need you to fight with us, and you're going to fight with Keith Weston and Larry Tankson. So you have Larry Tankson, who's a senior fighter, great fighter.
Senior.
You have Keith Weston, who was a really good point and continuous fighter, but mostly known for being one of the best traditional forms competitors, right? Good. And they take down the teams of Bay Area Best, who Bay Area's Best at the time had Damon Gilbert, Chris McBride, Jose Pacheco, Leo Creer. Kanai had Jason Borelli, Raymond Daniels, and Ryan wasn't on there yet because he was still a junior. They had a third, and I can't remember who it is right now. But then you also had several other teams that were just like, it was a big, you had the Guatemalan team who was good, so many different ones. And so for this team, kind of out of nowhere, and really no one had really, everyone heard about Winsborough, but no one really knew how great he was. And man, it just took it to a whole nother level. Like it was pretty sweet. So to me, that is one of the all-time ones. As far as, no one really expected it, I think. So that was a cool one that I'll always remember. And yeah, you get different ones at different events. Like, I love seeing, like we talked about a few weeks ago, like Corelli and Impex fighting together, or, All-Stars and Plowdens and things like that. Like that's cool to see in different, years ago, Bay Area's Best would do that, where they would be like, hey, Jotty, come to us into San Francisco or San Jose. And it would be Damon, Jotty, and Carlos Tierney, And that was just something you wouldn't see, like not only East and West, but NBL and NASCA. So those are the type of ones that I remember. Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. I think there's so many that stand out. Like I remember like Greg Betlock, Alex Lane, and Ross Levine fighting together.
Right.
But Greg and Alex were on a team, and then Ross is on a team. But it was like, when you saw that matchup, you were like, well, of course they're going to win.
Yeah. At
But
New England Open one time, it was Cass, Greg, and Ross, and that was a cool one because that was one from each team.
yep.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool.
But even then, you still looked at that and you're like, all right, you guys should be making it far.
Right.
But I think the Cinderella story one that stands out the most to me, at least right now off the top of my head, is the makeshift team in 2014 at the U.S. Open that
Yes.
really went to the final fight. And it was Jim Haymore, Ross Cook, and Jamie Cravens.
Right.
Now,
Yes.
listen, Jim Haymore was still rocking United, okay? He wasn't on any team yet.
Correct.
Right? Ross Cook was still just kind of repping Team AKA at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just fought with Hamid and I
Right.
as NK at the Battle of Atlanta when we beat the All-Stars.
Right.
There's a bigger story to that, why he wasn't with us that time. So then, and then Jamie Cravens is just NK. You know, big team. Right? Might have been Velocity at the time.
Correct.
So Ross Cook anchored the heck out of that team and he was spreading everyone, right? And he was coming off a great fight where he fought Ray in team fights just a few weeks before at the Battle of Atlanta, right? So now he's going and he's just lighting guys up. I think when they fought WKF, I think he was down like 8 points, and then he proceeded to score like 12 or 13. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. So, and then they get, and it's their team against Paul Mitchell, and the winner of that is going to fight the All-Stars in the finals. Well, Jim Haymore is giving it to Zolt, right? Giving it to Zolt, and they're not having it. They're not giving him nothing. I remember Jim Haymore, and people look this up. Look this up. Hit Zolt with spin hook kicks from both sides.
Both sides. Yep.
He hit him with one
I
face
remember
shot.
watching that.
And then he switches. Zolt comes kicking at him, not expecting a spin kick would come from the backside, which it absolutely did. Spin hook kick came from the backside, hit him on the head over there, and didn't get none of it. Even still then, Ross is going at Laszlo. Now, Laszlo's hard to fight because of how fast he is and the fact that his leg can get up there quick. All right. And he still had him within 2 points. And really, you think, oh man, you guys should have won. So many points that didn't go your way that really should have. It was just because of this, however you want to say, whatever reason you want to say, like y'all should have made it to the final. And it was a deep pool. All right.
Yeah. That was a cool one.
All-Stars was there. Alliance before the Hayabusa experience. Okay, so Alliance was there. That was me, Hamid, Sam Gagnon, and Nico Negron, right?
Yeah, right.
So we did, and then there was a bunch of other ones too. So
yeah, that was a cool one.
Y'all were gonna be in the final?
Yeah.
This is a makeshift team with all these guys. Corrali was there. They didn't make it.
Right.
So think about all of that. Right. Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
Most to me. Now, actually, here's a weird part. So Ross, we really thought of it when we fought in the Battle of Atlanta like a few weeks before, and then, all right, we literally thought the only matchup we were like, what do we do about this matchup? Was if we fight the All-Stars, who's matching against Ray, right? Because just fighting styles, I'm not giving out any news. That would be the worst fighting style against Ray because everything he does best, what I do best, works out perfectly in his right. Whatever I'm doing works out perfectly, that's fine. You adjust, but it's like, okay, what else do we have? All right. Well, with Hamid just that length he doesn't have it there. So we literally were like, should we pick up Ross for this one fight? For this one fight, we pick him up. We didn't know what we were calling. because Conroy wasn't there. We were calling Conroy like, yo, let's just pick this dude up. We like
Yeah.
them. All right, let's just pick this dude up. And he's like, no, we're fine. So we don't. But kid you not, by the end of that night, Conroy got on the phone with him. The big speakerphone was like, you got to be on the team. Literally, we're talking to him like, dude, let's just pick this guy up.
Wow.
No, do it. By the end of the team matchup, get him on the team. It was like that. That's how it went down. That's how it went down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
that was
pretty
probably
cool.
the Cinderella one that sticks out in my mind the most.
Yeah, yeah. I have another like one because at the time I think it was 99 U.S. Open, and at the time we had a huge team on Team Elite, right? And there were pretty much at the time we were putting out 2 to 3 teams at all the events, and so everyone else's flight got canceled or were late. So we had Chris McBride, who was there on time, and then Thomas Wright, and then Rayfon Mills. And none of those three have ever fought together. Thomas usually fought on a different team. Chris was still pretty new to the team at that time. And so, normally we had Jesse and Akin and Doug Bertrand and some of the other ones. And so it was really just kind of a makeshift, like, I think they, at the point too, I remember them saying, I don't even know if we're going to team fight. Let's just not do it, And first round, and what's funny is that this one event that we don't put out 2 teams, JPM puts out 2 teams, which is rare, right? But they had Didi, Jody, and hold on, because the other one was Reggie, Brian, and Preston. So this is 99, so Pedro already retired. I'm not sure why I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, I don't know why I'm blanking over. Preston was on there, but he was on the other team. It was Preston, Brian, Ruth, and I want to say Reggie. But so DD, man, I don't know why I'm messing this one up. But Mike P. Sorry. So Mike P. Jody, and Didi are a team, right? So they're not seeded. I don't think we are. So we actually fight first round. So you have Elite versus JPM. Yeah. And so this is crazy. And everyone's like, well, they put Rayfon against Didi, and Rayfon fights his tail off. If you don't know, some people may not heard, but Rayfon Mills, great fighter, super lightweight, from Philly. And you know what? Up and down, in a lot of times. But that day he was on point, fighting everybody, like just amazing. And then Thomas fought Mike P the way that everybody, and I know a lot of people were talking, on the other show, they were talking about Thomas Wright was the one everyone thought, and that was how Thomas Wright was fighting. Like, he was going to be the future. And that first year of the adult, he was fighting like that. And he beat Mike P. And Rayfon actually got a really good lead on him. On Didi Bautista. And then it was Chris and Jody, and Chris was keeping it close. I think Jody probably won the fight, but it was tied. And at that time, they just went sudden death with whoever was right there. And Chris pulled it off. And I remember because this was right after Bluegrass, where Jody where everyone was like, all right, Chris came here to beat Jody Tension, right? And he was walking around with the crown and everything, and all this was going on. So there was a good little rivalry going on, and he had beat him at Bluegrass pretty good. He beat Chris pretty good, and Chris, fought him, got the point, win, and I think afterwards, I'm trying to remember if this is during the team fight or the next day during the division, but they're both in each other's face. Chris is always ready to fight, so if someone even flinches at him, he's like drawing back to hit again. And that was intense. So after that was the first one. Then we have to fight like the Guatemalan team at the time, the Porres team, Bull on the Beach, which was a team that had like several with Mike Toll and different ones like that. There was one more at the time too. So it was about 5 team fights. It was a big one that we had to fight, and then it ended up with the team of Brian Ruth, Preston, and Reggie going against our team. And those guys too, they didn't really fight that often. It was a different one. So, and that went down to overtime as well, and JPM won that one. But was just something I'll always remember. Like, I had that tape and I used to watch it all the time. And yeah, man. So speaking of makeshift teams, honestly, we got a little bit of that during Irish Open. You have like Bailey fighting with top 10 USA. You have Hector Solari, same thing. So let's get into team fighting. Oh,
the team that wasn't there. Impex,
yep.
Man, yeah. I was just to talk about it. My fantasy team was sabotaged.
Oh yes, man. Where's my trophy at? Man, I didn't bring my trophy. I'm sorry.
Jeff's team worked out perfect for you. My team was sabotaged.
I don't think so. Just my team was better. I win.
First of all, I got to pick another woman fighter because she's on the beach all the time and she's Italian, so they don't.
Yeah.
No tournaments in Italy anymore, so I need a new woman. All right, I'm gonna pick up another one.
No,
right?
No.
I gotta.
That's your choice, man. You messed up. You just got to have her benched all the time. You have 2 other people. You had Kyla. Kyla was there. And who's your other one? Katana will be fighting at other events. So you're good.
I need a full squad. I also heard this rumor that Reed Presley might be retired. He might be done.
Yeah. I thought I told you that was probably happening. But
I didn't know that. So I need to pick up another guy too.
Nah, sorry.
My team. Oh my gosh. People are retiring or the travel chaos that happened.
It was crazy.
The only good thing that came out of that from my fantasy team is that I didn't have Morgan going against my team.
Yeah, that's right. That did help you.
Because it's like, all right, do I want Morgan to win? Of course, I want him to win the whole freaking thing. You know what I mean? But,
I mean, if that happened, then it just would have been complete domination from Team Doss. It just wouldn't have been fair. So
whatever,
bro.
I thought Kevin was gonna make it in there. No,
dude, I had 4 in the final in the Elite 8.
Kevin was gonna make it there. I thought Bailey was gonna make it there.
Yeah. Well, he was like I said, he was in the Elite 8, but the final 4, I had 3 of the 4 in there. So Hector, Elijah, and Jack, and yeah, man.
I want to talk about a couple things before we get into all of that.
All right.
I want to talk about some of the fighting culture. Because this tournament, we're pretty much going to talk about the fighting, right?
Yeah, right.
Here's what we need to know about the forums. Rudolph won. That's it. Done.
Jackson won. Danny won. Aiden won. They had a seminar. There you go. Yeah.
Good. There you go.
Hey, here's one thing though. I was trying to find what was going on with the forums. They had a forums thing for, I think it was like they had team forums or something. Looked like nobody was there. I didn't know that they had that and then nothing else until Sunday. So I was confused. Like, man, this has really gone down, which it has from what it was 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, it looked like it was really starting to boom.
It looks that way because they don't live stream anymore. They don't cover that anymore because they put that in a whole separate area of the tournament.
Right.
Which is actually best. But
no, it works.
You can't do forms in fight. You just cannot.
Yeah. So the one of the cool things I saw, like a team of 3 guys doing moo together as a team form. That was cool. So hey, after we talked about it, huh?
That's true. So here's what I was wanting to think. So Jeremy Roque, love this dude. I love Jeremy Roque.
Oh yeah.
He posts things that I don't even say them yet. I think about him and he's already posting it. Right? Yeah. But he's right. Sometimes the judging over there, you're like, it's like this is on purpose.
Yeah.
You can't actually be like. Because it'll be just all 3. just one way. You're like, that's not even possible, right? Like, it's not possible to even think to give this person a point after what you just saw, and all three will give it that way.
Give it that way, yeah.
It's like, but there's nothing you can really control about that. But here's the one thing. So what he mentioned is, and they hate sidekicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defensive sidekicks. Now, if you're going, I will say this: if you're sidekicking to the body, moving forward,
yeah,
it is easier than it should be
to score with them. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
It's easier to score than it should be. If you tried that in the States, you get hit, right? Because people are just ready for that. The check is just too easy. The jam is just too easy because the guys, there's just so much more contact, right?
Yeah, right.
But since they're looking for a slip and the spacing is so meticulous, if you move just a little bit more than what they were anticipating, it's a score because the hand sits so far out in front. Nobody's trying to guard. Nobody's trying to cover. Nobody goes to an L guard. Nobody does that. All right.
Right.
Hand's way out front. So if you just move a little bit further than they anticipated, it is an easy score. It's like hitting a target. Okay.
Yeah, they're using theirs not to protect from the side. They're using it to protect from the body jab, like their front arm in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Now, it won't work the same against the elite. I would not try that against Elijah, right?
No.
Now, but defensively, forget about it.
Right. Now, one thing that I saw though was it really stood out on teams. Now, during the other stuff, I felt like the judging changed a little bit. I don't know if it got better completely, but definitely that first night was no side kicks. And some things made no sense. And then I didn't get to watch too much of the actually I don't think I watched any of the individual stuff, but I watched almost all of open weight of what I could see.
Right. The one thing I will say, because you're right, when you said like it changed, what I will say about the WACO judging is I love the professionalism of it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you don't know what you're about to see. But it's like a baseball game with an umpire, right? Yeah. And as soon as you see like, they're not calling inside fastballs. They're not calling inside fastballs.
Yeah, right.
So you see like, all right, this is how it's being judged. All right. Now you
adjust to it. Yeah.
Correct. And it can just happen like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know, sometimes in the States it's just like, where the heck where did that come from? Like, where was your thought process on that?
Yeah, right.
And that'll just come out of nowhere, right?
Correct.
Everybody's got bad judges. You can't just say there's bad judges. Like, this place has bad judges. These people have bad judges.
No.
Bad calls. And you know what, though? I will say, it's human.
Yes, yeah, it is.
And I like that.
It's also, your view is not the same as my view, so... I mean, let's just remember that too. Like, the view that I have watching on screen is not the same view in a lot of cases of any of the judges. You know what I mean? So
later on in the show, Jeff and I are going to watch the final fight of the tournament together. And so I'm assuming most people have seen it by this point, but if you haven't, you can get to kind of watch along with us. We'll let you know where we're starting it at. The sportplus.com. And
how many times have you watched it? Once or just twice? Or I've watched it, I think 3 times.
I probably watched it 4 times.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Saying as soon as it was done, then I went back and watched it again. I watched it twice. Yeah.
I watched it that night.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again one time this week, and then I watched it today. So I've watched it 4 times.
4. Yeah, I've watched it 3. So yeah. So lots of different things and just views things that. I like watching the crowd. I like watching the coaches. I like watching even the judges. And there's so many different things that you can learn from technology we have now. So it's pretty cool.
Tell me the way you have from the tournament. What's a takeaway you have? Just like something that's like, hey, I was thinking about this.
So I think overall, I can say that the American fighters have gotten better at fighting that style, for the most part. Now, because I think there were just so many that stood out. And again, we say American fighters, we mean American and Canada too, because there were a lot from Canada there that did very well. I watched, like Liam North, did really well, in his divisions there. And there were several other ones. Lily did great in the juniors and the adults, almost winning the open weight final. I think that several of them figured it out. And then there was also several that had a lot of flops, like ones that have even been there before. They just had an off weekend, I'll just say it. Tyreek, did not, do what I think, do his best on that.
That's it. Yeah.
What was that?
I didn't expect that kind of performance from him.
Right.
But I don't expect that that's going to stay the same way either.
No. I mean, he did pretty well the week before in some of the things. So
you could go to this tournament, you could lose to a scrub.
Oh yeah.
You could lose to a scrub and go, what in the world just happened? All right. I'll never forget this. That's why you always want.
One thing though, I don't think he lost to any scrubs though. That's the thing. Like I think he lost to Richie and one and
right.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Yeah.
That's true. But that's just to say, even though he didn't, it can happen.
Right.
Okay, here's what happened. I'll never forget this. The best advice I've ever gotten about this tournament is just, it doesn't matter whether you have a good team or not, do team fighting. Always do team fighting. You get at least an extra round because you're going to need that when you go, right? If you get 2 rounds, good. Once you make it past the second round, you're competing, right? You need those extra reps.
Correct.
So when you go, that way when you go and you fight on Saturday for your divisions, right, it's not foreign. Now, one year I make it to the gold medal round and I fought Christian from Corrali. I didn't win. He took gold. I took silver. That was in plus 94 kgs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, Christian was literally the only person I ever thought was going to do anything against me in plus 94. He was literally not Kellan Page, nobody. I was not worried about a single fighter, nobody, right? But then the next year, I'm fighting in plus 94, and I get taken out first round, and I'm like, whoa, what is happening here?
Right.
I don't even know his name. But then I end up going deep into my other brackets, and minus 94 and minus 89.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's cool.
It's wild, man. You have
Right.
no idea.
So there's just something. I think I mentioned this before. So we have a lot of these young guys, right, that are competing both junior and senior. And in some ways, I think they're doing kind of like what you're saying, trying to get those reps, right? That's all right. Trying to get those reps. And I think in some ways they may be wearing themselves out. I don't know. Maybe this weekend it kind of showed like that. I'm not sure. What do you think? Talking about ones like Enrique and Blake, I think just did adults because I think he's older now. But do you know what I'm talking about? The fighters that were trying to do multiple junior divisions, multiple adult divisions.
I think you should do as many as you can.
Right.
Go ahead.
But several, like Jason Latona kind of backfired on him, right? Got injured.
And how old is the kid? 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Go out there and do it, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you going to expect who do you expect is going to get banged up first? A 16-year-old or a 31-year-old?
It's true.
You see what I mean?
I know. I get it.
A 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, enter them all. But it was like he didn't make it to Sunday. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right. So, I mean, and on Sunday he would have been doing both. So it's interesting, man. I mean, I like it. I like that you can. Some people did, like Elijah just did his one weight class. And Bailey did both, Several of those did, different ones. So again, I think it's a strategy based on how many reps you want, what you're looking for, what your goal is. I don't know. I think it depends on the fighter.
It does depend on the fighter because there's plenty of fighters who've done that.
Yeah.
We've seen other guys go out there, win their one weight class that they entered, win gold,
Yep.
and they go out there and end up in the final four.
Yeah.
How about this one? This is wild to me. A few years back, Roman, he did team fighting, and he did one weight division, took gold, did light contact, like continuous,
Right.
gold,
Yeah.
and was the open weight grand champion.
Right.
Like, get the heck out of here. He didn't do
normally, wouldn't Elijah do light contact? I think because he won that at Waco Worlds as well. But I know his focus here was winning open weight, winning his division, and winning teams with All Stars. So and he did all that. So there you go.
So yeah, punch. You let me know when you're ready to get into it. But there's a bunch of things. But first, we started talking about this. We started talking about Team Doss versus Team Dingman.
Yeah.
I'm upset. This is what happened. First of all, the travel spirits messed up with my team.
Okay.
Right? Avery wasn't able to make it. That stinks.
So that's one.
Right? That's one. Roman was there.
He didn't fight.
He was injured.
So your top two, your top two were not there. My number one wasn't there, so.
And then one of my
and my number two
somewhere else.
No, my number two was there, but yeah. So yeah, I had let's see.
It just happened to him, It just he didn't lay egg, but it's like it just happened. It just sometimes it happens to you,
You said Tyreek, is that what you said? Yeah. Now Enrique won his division.
Oh, I was feeling good about that. Enrique won.
Yeah.
He won.
Kyla did not. I heard. I don't know if she got injured or what.
Oh, that's Bailey. I was thinking it was mine. That's yours.
Yeah. So Bailey wins his division. Elijah wins his division against Jack. Those are my three guys. And then Tully won one of his divisions. So that's four of my guys. Elise, I don't think she won a division. She was there. And what did I have? 5? Oh yeah, and we were including forms. So Aiden won one of his divisions. Jackson won one of yours. So there you go. Oh, and then the overall. So.
Dude, whatever. So I got 2. I got Enrique and Jackson.
Yeah, you got 2 wins. I think I have 6 or 7. So.
I literally looked at the teams, and I'm like, I'm gonna destroy you.
No. It was awesome. It was great. I was cheering the whole time. I was ready. Yeah. So kind of the way I thought it was going. So it was good.
I didn't. I thought Elise Guerrero would have been.
Well, yes. Yeah. I thought. And so for me, I was like, she kind of, I'm not going to say she laid an egg, but she, that would have just been another one for me to have.
Yeah.
So,
but I did. We were going to have another one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a good team for those events. So we'll see how this goes the next one. March is kind of weird now because there's not the big events. It's a lot of random events right now. So
I don't know. I think people are trying to spread out and stay away from this tournament.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I get that. As far as, did you see any of the junior fights? Did you watch some of that? Like I said, I saw a little bit of Liam North. He was doing well. If I couldn't see the live streams, like during the day, I would go to the sports data and actually just see, all right, because they would update as soon as the fight was done, almost immediately, who won in the bracket. So I would just look through the brackets and be like, oh man, this is cool. This is
that has got a good system, man.
Yeah, no, so I like that. And I did that a lot with trying to figure out the draws and things. And some of the live streams went down, and I couldn't see the Elite Eight, any of the Elite Eight fights for the open weight for men's. One thing we didn't talk about either with teams, we're talking about the return of Raymond Daniels, man. So people went crazy for that. So,
dude, I was one of them. I was in my kitchen and I'm just like, I'm just kind of going through this. And I grabbed my wife and I'm like, babe, look at this. Look at this. And she's like, what? And I'm like, and I look like a freaking nerd, right? Like a tiny nerd. I'm like, it's Raymond Daniels. It's Raymond Daniels. Look.
Oh my God.
She's looking at me like, what is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? Yeah.
Like, no, you don't understand. You're not getting it. Look.
Yeah.
But it's Raymond.
Right.
Showing her my phone and she's like, so?
Yeah.
No, see, but because he's not supposed to do this. I'm so geeked about it. That's how it's coming out. I'm like, no, because he just, he fight now.
Yeah. Just not making any sense. And,
right.
Oh man.
Like, you're a dork.
Yeah.
You're a dork.
No, I was like that because I would be waiting I was having some private lessons and stuff, and I would be watching them while I'm waiting for my next one. Like, and then my students would come in and be like, what is it? What is it? I'm like, I can't explain to you right now, but it's pretty awesome. It's the best in the world, like the man fighting right now. Yeah.
Everybody gather around. This is what we're doing.
Right.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
So, obviously, how did he look? He looked...
Yeah.
It looked like pretty much everybody he fought was starstruck.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's pretty much how it went down. But what did you think about those uniforms, man?
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like them. They're different. It's cool. There's a lot going on. They're a little too busy, but
the amount going.
You gotta try. You gotta try stuff, man.
I know. There's only two things I would do different. One, that red thing on the back, it's only on the butt.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's like a big red butt. Like it looks like it's gold. Right? Am I lying? I'm not lying.
No, that's what I'm laughing.
Someone like, if you get like Elijah's style where he's squatting the entire time, right? You're like, that's a big red butt, right?
All right.
And the pants are so tight.
They look like that. Yeah.
About how it's fine, but I don't know, man. I'm funny, man. I don't want to fight. I love like foam dip foot pads.
Yeah, right.
I want certain things. I don't like all sorts of headgears. I don't like all sorts of different types of mouth guard. I like what I like.
Yeah.
Right.
I was talking to Travis about this the other day. I still like my Bo Look sparring uniform, right? Still like my Bo Look uniform. So, and my new tradition ones from back in the day that I still have, but I cannot wear them, but I still have them. So, so I mean, I'm kind of the same way. When I forgot about what Chris was saying though too, is like you got to wear shin pads too, so that does make it even tighter, Not
even so much because if it moves fine, it moves fine, but it looks funny.
Yeah, right.
You know
so I don't know. I'm interested to see how some of the other styles are. If they're gonna, doing some for other people. I don't know. I may test it out, get some school uniforms with them. So we'll see. But I mean, it was cool. It was a good way to launch. What happened. I mean, for me, this whole tournament was really. I think people just were really pumped up to see USA fighters more than the past. Like Corelli was not as a big presence. Italy was not there, so that would have been where a lot of the other top fighters would have came from. Roman wasn't there, I mean, go ahead.
Well, since you mentioned that, this is what's happening. I'm doubling down. People don't like it. Tough. USA fighters are the best.
Yeah.
and if you notice, the people who beat USA fighters fight consistently in the U.S. or have fought there.
Right.
Okay. So who is the champion?
Elijah. Yeah.
Has done.
Is on a U.S. team as well.
It's in the US.
Right. He's done well at it, and he's fought those guys before.
Okay.
The other ones, were either for men's. There wasn't really many from Canada,
Richie.
but Richie has fought over here. Hector is from Mexico. He fights everywhere. So
Who does he fight a lot? USA fighters.
USA, yeah. So yeah, I mean it's very true, and I totally agree.
And the same with Liv. Where does she fight the most? Probably the States.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think in most cases people still label her as like she's still a U.S. type fighter. She's a NASCA. She fights more NASCA, so it's yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not. That's why I kind of pair them up together. Like Canada.
People in the finals. If you spread it out to the Elite Eight.
Right. Well, and even you look at it as the fighters, even in juniors, a lot of the U.S. fighters did great. The Canadian fighters did great. The K-Talk team that they brought did well. Top 10 USA, Enrique, those guys. I'm telling you, the bracket that I watched, and I just saw Blake Spence just running through people, man. And he was kicking people left and right.
That's great for Waco.
Oh, it was awesome, dude. So it was great to see him.
Because you can't get bullied so much over there. You can't get bodied.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
And that style with his weight, yeah, I see what you're saying. In the open weight style, yeah.
Because like we talked about before, like if he fought Cam.
Right.
That's not, like, we'd all do that. You know what I mean? If it's over there, like, he won't be able to have that same type of impact because of the way that they call fights.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now, I enjoyed watching him fight. There were some that didn't do very well in the adults, but then went and did really well in the junior open weight. And I think the junior open weight it just seemed bigger. I don't know if it was bigger or not, but it seemed bigger. It took longer. So
all this to be said, I still think fighters from the U.S. are the best fighters in the world. Even still being said that the champion is not from the States. But let's talk about the champion. I'm going to say something else. I'm going to say something else bold.
All right.
I think Elijah Everill right now is the fastest fighter I've ever seen in my life.
All right.
I used to really think who is that? Right? Robbie Lavoie was up there. Laszlo, I would say, was up there. But
Laszlo's very fast.
What I saw, the speed was unfreaking real, right? And it's just so interesting. Like when you watch track and field today, okay, when you watch world championship track and field, guys who don't even medal are faster than guys 10 years ago. Would win gold, right? Would set records. Guys who don't even medal, right? That's what we're talking about. So we're still talking about physical athleticism, stuff that just constantly just gets a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, right? That's why I think the kicking of today is better than it's ever been in the history of the world, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Now, as a whole, I think in the 1990s, there were more kickers. I think it was better that way. But I think the speed, this is what I'm talking about now. I think the speed right now might be the fastest. And who's the fastest of them that we're looking at right now? I think it's Elijah.
Elijah, yeah.
So I think Elijah might really, I really think he's the fastest fighter right now.
I think he's the fastest that, uses that as and knows how to score with it. You know what I mean? There's certain people that maybe are faster but aren't effective. I think, like you said, I mean, there's even a Zach or a Speedy, those guys are really fast. But who is more effective right now than Elijah Everill, especially in the past year, with his speed and,
the way, if you watch his fights, people are legitimately afraid of his speed. to the point where they don't want to do something and have it mess up. All right.
Right.
They're constantly watching him. And I look at that now, the way people used to fight Ray in like 2002.
Honestly, watching him, I thought about that a lot.
In like 2001, they would just stare at him. They would just stare at him, waiting for him to blitz. They would just stare at him. And it was like, well, you're just sitting there flat-footed.
Yeah.
Like, you can't possibly win, right? Yeah. And he would just eat them up, right?
It reminded me a lot of that, man.
Right. They're doing a similar thing where they're just sitting there and they won't go, right? And Hector's great. But in that semifinal match with he and Elijah, Elijah just made Hector not do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And Hector's a great fighter, and he was fighting awesome. And I mean, he even his fight to get to that semi, like he beat him by a lot. I thought he dropped the guy, Johannes or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, dropped him with a side kick.
Well, and that's the thing. Like fighters that had great freaking tournaments, and they get there, or they're right on the cusp of getting there. The call that didn't get them to the final four.
Right.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and it's
So he's the fastest. I do not think he's the best, even though he was the champion. This might make people be like, oh, call me. Listen, Travis kind of touched on this a little bit, but he's won in the States. But what has he won in the States?
He won the open weight at U.S. Open. Yeah.
And how was that judged? It wasn't just open weight. How did they officiate it? How was it reffed?
I don't know. What do you mean?
I think it was reffed like a Waco style.
Oh, really? I don't know. I didn't think so.
I believe it was. So let's look at that. Okay.
Oh, so it was his style is what you're saying, 1 point to the body kick? Is that what you're saying?
And everything around it. You see what I mean?
I'm not sure about that. We'll have to.
Well, here's what I am sure of. He's not making it out of his division.
All right, that one time. All right, everyone's still talking about the one thing of him losing to Zayn. I get it, but I don't know. Was it the year before he was at Competes? I know he won his division. I think maybe he lost to Jack in the runoffs or something. I'm not sure. But I know he went there. That was when he first started with All Stars. I think even Evelyn was on there at one point, which I was going to ask about as well. But whatever happened to that whole situation? Yeah, no.
There.
Yeah,
like away.
Like after that. Yeah. So, no, I get it. I'm just saying, the kid is 18. Let's look at what he is doing and accomplishing now and appreciate it. I feel like my only problem listening to Travis was just like, we're judging this kid like his whole career right now. And like, instead of like, hey, let's give it 5 years and let's see, then we can say, is he the best or not? Now, I know he wants to be, but honestly, as far as you look at what he has done and what he has gone, no one can really say they've done what he has done in this year. Now, okay, can he do more to make it better? Yeah, he can. So let's see if he does it.
Well,
I don't know.
We have 3 major tournaments that happened. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 if you include the Waterford Open Nationals, right, in Europe. Okay? Which I don't think a lot of people went to that, right? So we have AKA, Compete, and Irish Open, right? Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So let's go over our champions. We have Avery. Who won Compete? It was Jack and who? Jack and Kevin?
Pablo,
that's right.
Yeah.
I said him and Kevin.
And who won open weight?
I don't know that they have.
They had open weight, but
I don't know. And I don't know.
Thought they all bowed out to each other and stuff.
It's possible too.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so we got Avery, Jack.
Yeah,
Pablo.
Kevin won open weight.
Kevin won the open weight. Okay,
Yeah.
Kevin won the open weight. Okay. Kevin, and then Elijah.
Yeah.
Okay. The most dominating performance, I think you'd have to look at and you'd say, all right, it's Avery and Elijah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're
So,
looking at point wise, yeah, Elijah. Avery, though, actually won the open weight, the grand, and the AKA. So he actually won 3. Like the Warrior Cup, sorry. Yeah.
I like that. That's why I
Yeah.
said those are the 2 most dominating
Right.
performances.
But he also lost teams. So I'm just going to look at all that. Elijah at Irish Open wins teams, wins his division. The only close fight he had really was his division, winning by 2 to Jack. And then, honestly, none of the other fights are really that close if you look.
Well, the final is going to be interesting once we do it. Right. So, when man.
It's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, I just hope. I was really wanting to see that fight, Avery and Elijah. So that would be fun.
So bad.
Yeah. So here's my thing. All Stars. Send Elijah over here more. That's all I'm saying. So
are they sending anyone anywhere? They gotta. What are they doing with their team? You know?
Right. No, I'm just saying. Well, they went to AKA. So I'm just saying. So Battle of Atlanta, Elijah should be at. Diamonds.
Battle of Atlanta
should be at.
This is early March. We got.
Well, what other events are really all right? Maybe Quebec, but other than that, what other major events?
Are they going to go to Austria? I don't know.
Maybe. That's a tournament that seems like people aren't going to as much, and that was always one of my favorites to watch and to see.
I was close to. I was going to go. I'm not competing there anymore. Well, I'm not ever. No, I was going to go and compete there. And then when I was doing that, when I was going to do that, it was the number 2. It was the second largest event in Europe.
Yeah.
But now with I think it's the best fight in the Point Fighter Cup in Italy. Yeah. Those are bigger ones. However, Italy's down.
Yeah.
They're
doing inter-school tournaments.
Well, they're all canceled.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So yeah, I mean,
they're gonna have to just hang out, have pasta, eat some cotolette. Jeff.
How is all of this gonna affect? No. How is all of this gonna affect even WKC in August? Some of the bigger tournaments, like even U.S. Open, for those people to leave and come to. The other World Championships, not only is, all right, if this gets under control, it's fine, but more of the scare, right? Yeah, the Olympics, they're talking about canceling. I'm just saying, just the scare. A lot of this is just more about, if you put yourself at risk, if you travel here, travel there, I don't know, that part kind of scared me. At one point, I felt like we were becoming smaller because we were getting to travel more to those places. And who knows after this? I mean, I hope it doesn't come to that. I'm just saying that's kind of the thing, So we will see.
I'm gonna spit a couple things at you and ask you if you remember this. Bird flu.
Yep. Pig flu.
H1N1.
Yep. I know. There's so many.
Remember all that?
I remember that. I know. That's why I think everyone just flips out. But people, it's just the more and more we get, man, the more and more things elevate. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'll tell you what this is. Y'all listening can agree with me or tell me I'm nuts. It's media terrorism.
Yes.
They're terrorizing you. They want you.
That's why I'm saying that. That's why I'm saying that. It's not really even the thing. I'm saying it's the scare, right? And it's the way people are hyping it up and and again, you live in a bigger city. I live where people don't even leave their state, okay? Like they think it's a vacation if they go to the county, like next door. I mean, come on, all right? So this is all I hear about. Wait, you're going to go here? You're going to fly here?
Joe, I got to tell you something.
All right, go.
This is the funniest thing I saw today. Literally, so I was riding with somebody. It's just something for work. I was riding with somebody. And you're not going to believe what I saw. I saw a video store.
Uh-oh. No way.
No. Like, listen. Like, you go into the store,
Uh-huh.
rent a video, you take it home, you watch it, you drive it back and bring it back.
Yes.
I saw a functioning video store with people going into the store.
That's awesome. Yeah, we don't even have that where I live. And you
Nobody,
would think that would. Wow.
Didn't they blow all those places up? No.
We came in.
Family.
Travis.
Video was what it was called.
Oh my God.
Something else, but whatever.
Oh, Travis, thanks, produce. All right, do we want to go into trying to make this happen? Watch this fight together? What else do you want to say?
Before we do it, I want to talk about, because it's gonna come up so much. Let's talk about Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, first of all, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna say this flat out. Jack should already have 2 Irish Open Grand Championships.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
Been in 5 finals. 2 of them legitimately are his. He actually has 0. In 2013, he should have an Irish Open overall Grand Champion over Richie Perez. I'm sorry, Richie's great. Richie was there again this year. All right. Jack should have that title. In 2017, all right, he should over Zolt.
Mm-hmm.
A
lot of crazy calls.
Watch the fight and look at it. It's not just the way things were called points wise. Look at the different things that happened. Look at the way they stopped the stuff for Zolt. Look at the way that when he went down, and he was ahead, all right, all of a sudden we're not stopping the clock anymore.
Yep.
How he's kicking and falling, and all of a sudden that's a point when, wait a second, just a moment ago that wasn't the rules.
That wasn't the rule. Yep.
This is why I say he's like James Harden.
Yep.
Right? Makes sense now, right? Makes sense?
That makes sense.
That title should belong fairly to Jack Felton. All right. Now, this one I don't believe is the same. I believe Elijah Everill was the champion, but dang, was I rooting for him.
So there's several things that Jack does that I love watching because it's kind of old school that he does, but I think in this type of fight, it actually hindered him in some ways. And I think we talked, it's like nobody does the back fist reverse punch to the head, blitz anymore, like he does, and it's so good. And he does it so fast, and he makes it effective because people don't expect it because everyone's expecting the reverse punch now, right? And he's able to make that work. He did it so many times during the event, and they didn't know how to react. But then you see, which we'll see in a little bit, not as effective with someone who knows how to do it.
A lot of things different.
Oh,
I'm actually sitting, I'm like, watching him, I'm like, I want to see if I can do that. And I can't. Like, if you ever watch, notice how his upper body, it doesn't tip backwards. It doesn't tip back or forward. He moves it completely. It's almost like it's on a level, and it just moves back. Right? The way he uses his front, he's got a strong
front hand. Yeah.
He'll just take a side kick. He'll just take it. He'll just bat it down. Not a full check. He'll just swipe at it.
Yep.
Without moving his body, which would leave you open. And he's just like, it don't matter to me.
Right.
Right? And he does a lot of things that nobody else does. But when you look at it full speed, real time, you don't pick up on it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so true. Yeah. I mean, again, I think I shared before that his is probably the best seminar I've ever been to. And he explains all those things, like what we just talked about, what we see. He actually teaches how to do it. You're still like, yeah, okay. I'll get there.
I've never seen one in seminar before.
Yeah. It's awesome. So,
all right, so this thing.
Let's see how we can do this, Travis.
All right, produce. Now, for those listening, we are going to look at the sportmartialarts.com live feed of the 2020 Irish Open Weight Grand Championships. We're going to start the feed so if you want to fast forward through the other matches at 30 minutes and 2 seconds. Okay.
Yeah. So we want to do a countdown?
Well,
one of the things I moved it to like 30-21 because they walk back and forth.
They just walk. That's fine. Yeah.
So what is it at right now?
I believe it's at 30-21.
Okay.
All right. Are we gonna put it on? We're gonna just have it on silent, right?
Oh, they can hear that. It's up to you guys. You want to hear it or you don't?
Let's hear it.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Let's go.
All right. So it's around 30-21, somewhere around there. But all right, I'm about to play it.
All right, 30-21.
Mm-hmm.
With Czech and Elijah.
Yep.
Had himself in the nuts.
They had the juniors behind them. You have team versus team.
Jack's. I must have already checked Jack. Or they're checking Jack now.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit. Oh, there we go. Jack raises up. All right. We're ready to go.
Ready. Oh, see what I mean? Like, that's a big red double wide butt.
Yeah. Here we go.
There. See, Jack
and he's going, right?
He's constantly pushing forward. Jack gets the first point. Constantly. Body is pushing forward.
And it's coming soon.
Spacing.
Boom. All right. So that was Elijah.
Back was good, but that is because, like you said, he reached with the back fist.
Yep.
Here we are.
And back at it. They gave him. Yep.
Now, if you watch Elijah's fakes, he's not really faking a technique. Right now it's 2-1 Jack. And Elijah got a defensive back fist again. Elijah's fakes are just squats. Because he's so fast, if he looks like he's going down, people have to look at it.
Ooh, that spin hook's
He
cool.
doesn't want that to happen. Jack goes with the back fist reverse punch, misses both of them, is committing so hard that he does a step through spinning hook kick. I wanted that to land.
This is the view that I watch, because look who's right there, Trevor. This is what I look at, right? I look at those kind of things, like what is Trevor thinking? What are these guys thinking? Right. Besides the fight too, like I'm looking at that, and I can tell Trevor doesn't really make too many faces, but right now, you can tell. Boom.
Jack got it. All right.
So he's up by 4-2. This is still round one though.
Hey, it's 4-3.
Yep. Boom. So
Jack's
they gave that.
Jack's feet aren't moving as much right now. It was 4-4.
So they did give him that side kick, yeah. So 4.
Here it comes right here. Oh no! Wait, we're gonna wait till the second.
Reverse.
There's one each way.
And so that one, to me, from my view, I saw Jack's reverse. I didn't really see.
With 6'5" Felton, I thought that should have just been Jack.
Yeah, me too.
Look at all those squats. It was good, and that was a straight side kick.
And he kept going after that, and yep.
Elijah gets one that comes right back. Elijah got a good body punch. Elijah gets another. Basically he got a check body punch there. So we end the first round 7-7.
7-7. I'm thinking Jack is getting control.
Absolutely. Yeah. But what I am seeing tendencies going into the last part of that first round is Jack's feet weren't moving as much. That's why Elijah's so stinking fast that you have to basically be ready for a full-on sprint the entire time. So while he's constantly squatting and going up and down, his feet are going in and out all the time. Right. He's not jittery. He's just constantly moving, even in the same spot.
So look at his face and look at Jack's. So this is what I looked at when I was watching.
What?
It's just mental. And now Jack looks all right, but still he's breathing heavy. And to me, it looks like Elijah is relaxed.
So he's already on the line. Give it.
Yeah.
I see Elijah 17'8" and 112 pounds. My goodness.
And
see, there he is again. Up and down, up and down.
Boom.
Boom. Comes right back. All right, gets that. He's up 8-7. With another back fist punch blitz. Look at, there he is, up and down, up and down. But now he's pushing Jack back.
Yep.
Jack's getting towards the corner.
body
back to his
jab.
body, and he gets it. Right? This is where it starts.
This is where, it gets a little tricky.
However,
So there's
Jack kind of pumping a sidekick at him a little bit, and then comes back. Elijah's still going up and down, up and down. Oh, nice jump back there. Nothing happened yet. Good chess match. I like this.
So this is where it changes, right?
One. But there was pause it right here.
Right off. So that
This
right
is
now,
where
too.
everything
And everything is done. After that axe kick and he missed.
Right.
Yeah.
He got it. He went, Jack threw an axe kick and hit him with both the 1 and the 2. Not only did he not get it, they gave one to Elijah.
Right.
And he's like, you gotta be kidding me. That made it 8-9. Right?
And immediately Elijah off that line, right next. Boom.
That
changed. That was yes, it was. And that was what changed it.
Should have been 9 Jack, 8 Elijah. It's now flipped.
Yeah.
10-8. And what time are we at right now? Because I forced us to pause.
Oh yeah.
What are we at right now?
We have 3:33 left.
Okay.
So yep.
Bang. Elijah got it again.
And this is just where he is just a step ahead.
Yep.
And I see it right there. I'm looking at Trevor's face, and he sees it too. And when
Now,
you have him chasing, man.
But that's okay. It's a safe. He tries to get back out of the way. Look at what I said. And when I said he never leans back, that's the one time he tried to lean back.
Yep.
He got it. Now it's 8-13. Just like that. Look at how fast it got.
It's just from here. It's just like, wow, where did this fight go? You know.
Well, that was the turning point.
Yep. Boom. The back. I mean, just
that one hit him in the shoulder. That one did hit him in the shoulder. And he got that. And he sat down.
Look at this, man. This is just crazy now.
Elijah should blitz every time.
Yeah.
He should blitz every time. If he's got the energy for it, just go.
Side.
16-10.
Yeah.
Jack's going. Get every point you can. Go after it. Oh. Jack pushed him.
And that's it, man.
Took the contact, went out. I know.
Yeah. For me, it's tough, man. You know, Jack is watching this. It's like, no. And you've seen it happen so many times, and that's what, you know.
But here's the messed up part. We've seen it happen so many times. Why so many times to him?
Oh, I know. I mean, at one point, it was a 3-headed race at one point with him and Ross and Raymond, even just in the States, you know, and then things like this happen. You know, when he finally was beating Raymond, 2 or 3 tournaments, I think, in a row that year or something like that. And then he would lose to Ross, and Ross at one point had never beaten Jack. There's just little things like that. It's just kind of up and down. Then you have these, you know, where he loses in the finals of this and Diamonds several times.
It's just what happens on the big stage.
The big stage.
Say something like, and I certainly am not going to say it like, oh, it doesn't happen for him on the big stage. We just watched him be in almost total control of the entire match.
Yeah.
Right? Well, let's think about this. In 2014, they fought in the final of the Irish Open. Him
and Raymond.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, just a few weeks before that, or maybe like a week or before that, he beat Ray at Compete.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So he goes. So it's like, oh, he can't beat Ray yet. Get the heck out of here!
Yeah,
you literally
can. Yep.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right. So then you go in the next one, and it's like, dude, it was legitimate. You know, they're not gonna say like someone got robbed. No, it was legitimate. But why so many times to him?
Yeah. Oh, I know, man. That's it hits you right here, man. Especially, yeah.
It's fair, but you look at it, you're like, man, that ain't fair. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And such a cool guy because I never heard him say nothing bad about anybody.
Yeah.
You know,
he's a good dude, man.
Just solid. Just a cool guy. So you were rooting for him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think most people were. You know, do I like Elijah's story? Yeah, I think it's cool. But
Oh man,
you know, yeah,
it tugs on it a little bit when
yeah,
I think he posted like 10 years ago. I was at this tournament,
yeah. The seminar, yeah,
taking the seminar. Now I'm helping run the seminar,
yeah.
and
It's pretty cool.
he's the champion of the tournament. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
So
It's pretty cool, man.
yeah.
And also, for a lot of different things. I mean, I remember at one point, I think maybe it was 5 years ago, several of the high level people in the UK and England talking about how the British had fallen off on Waco and what is that country going to do to bring them back up. I remember that. I remember seeing the post and from the different ones and who's going to step up to be that,
There's a
Well,
couple of guys. No, there's a couple of young, lightweight
no,
ones.
no, I know that, but still they had a rough couple of, years at the World Championships before and stuff. And then you're looking this past year, they win the teams. He wins everything. He's, so it's pretty cool just to see.
Yeah.
But
Well,
all right.
let's get into our competitors of the week.
Yes, sir. You going
All right.
first?
I'll go first. My competitor of the week is somebody who had a great performance at the Irish Open that we have not mentioned yet to this point, and that is Troy Binns. Troy Binns he's won kind of almost I don't want to say every. He's won a lot of major championships. Okay.
Okay.
So
he's won a few. Yeah.
Right. And he had a great weekend. Okay. I think he won. Did he win his division as well?
No,
He didn't.
I don't.
But he was in the Elite Eight.
He was in the Elite Eight.
He was in the.
I think he did well in one of his weight classes. Yeah.
Right.
I think he went to either the finals or the semis.
I was thinking as I'm watching him, give it to guys. I'm like, did I mess up and not draft him?
Yeah.
I mess up and not draft him.
That's right.
Oh man. So yeah, that could be a bummer. But no, he's done a lot of things, and I think I remember a match one time when he took it way too hard. It was a loss. It was a team loss. When Gypsy beat Impex,
Yes.
aka team final, and he lost his match by a decent amount. All right, I'm not gonna say how much, but whatever. All right, so he lost, and I just remember him taking it so hard, and in my mind, I'm like, man, you got another day of fighting, right? You got to shake this stuff off, and like now,
Yeah.
right? And I know how it feels because it's like, all right, if it's you, when someone says, man, you suck, right?
Yeah.
You can look at it and say, screw you,
Yeah.
fight me, right?
Right.
Different because here's the team there. The whole team lost. You look back and everybody's got their heads down. It was like, man, I didn't show up. Or, man, and the match got away from me. And now the whole team loses. I know that. I know how that feels. I've been that guy. I've been that guy before.
Right.
Jason Burley's done that to me a couple times. Yeah, thanks, Jason. Okay? So, but I think that when we look at this, that's maybe the only reason why we don't look at him as maybe one of the top guys overall, because he had a great world championships too, right?
Yeah.
Right? And it wasn't but more than just a couple months ago.
Let's see. I think he won his first two fights. Yeah.
And
I think
then,
he lost. Yeah.
all right. What was a Waco tournament that happened earlier this year?
Yeah, Athens. Yeah, he did pretty well in that. I think he got 2 silvers or something like that.
Not the one. I meant to think of Athens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he had a good one there too.
Yeah.
So Troy Binns, he's been on a lot of teams. Now he's on Top 10 USA, and I hope he really gets a chance to shine a lot. Because if you think about it, what is he? He's a light middleweight, right?
No, he's heavier than that.
I think so.
Thought he was.
All right.
Maybe not. I thought he gained some weight, so I don't know. I thought he was middle.
And everybody,
he's middle. Yeah.
Everybody, when they become a dad, that happens.
Right.
So maybe he's a middleweight. Well, okay. So he's a middleweight. That would be good to see him fighting for some heavyweight overalls. Right. I would love to see that one happen a lot because that would really change things. Because look at his style. His style, right? I look at that and I'm like, man, you are a more successful version of the style that I kind of used to, right? It really is. I'm not going to say no, he's more successful, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love the way that he fights. I like the way that his leg kicks. It's a problem, right? It's a problem because he can kind of do it all. So Troy Binns is my competitor of the week.
Awesome. All right, so my competitor of the week is one of the first ones to win the open weight, and I think probably one of the for women's, and that was Tara Van Deusen. And so she actually won the Irish Open when they originally went over there in the early 2002, I think, 2003, something like that. What was that?
How old is that tournament, by the way?
I think that was one of his first, 2000 maybe? Something like that.
Wow.
Maybe.
I thought it was older than that. But.
Oh, I don't know then. I didn't think it was that old, but it might have been. Maybe different management. But.
When you said the Irish Open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we went in 99. SCS went in 99. And I know my uncle went in 98, but I think it's been around for probably I don't know. I think that might have been was that the 40th?
Really? I didn't realize it was that old. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure though. I'll look it up and tell you guys in a minute.
Yeah.
What, 1980?
It's a possibility.
Yeah. All right then.
Okay. But Tara won it.
So anyway, Tara won it when she was with Victory at that time, right? Tara is one that I look at as very underrated. She's won every major tournament. I think the only one maybe she didn't was Diamonds, and I think a lot of times she just didn't go. She might have went once or twice. She was the last person to beat Nikki Carlson. She beat her at the 2001 Atlantic City Amerikick. She was, one of the few people was able to beat Regina. She was just an amazing fighter. She had a good style that beat Claire. She's won several NASCA overalls, NBL overalls. She was on SES. She was with Victory. She traveled overseas, and she from 98 to 2005, I think. I'm trying to remember when she came back. She came back for maybe 1 year and won a few tournaments, but she was one of the top 3 females in the world, and really underrated. Has her school, her and her husband, Colin Van Deusen, Power of One. Colin, does a lot with kickboxing. He was a WCL coach. Raymond was at their school for a while. They have Jerica Trias, who was on Proper for a long time and now is really taken off in the kickboxing world, is under them. So she has a great school, big school out there in California. And she's originally from Canada, though. And so she's just one of my favorites to watch because she's so smart and kind of came at a time when everyone was talking about Nikki and Regina, and she kind of spoiled a lot of that, So
what's kind of interesting, I thought about this as you were talking about her. She's kind of a trivia question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you said, who's the person who's beaten Regina, Nikki, and gosh, who else did you say? Claire.
Yeah. And there's others too. I think she beat Nancy.
Yeah. has been on X team, X team, X team. Like, you have to sit there and do that and go,
Right.
what is that? But that's what she is, kind of.
Yeah.
Know? But she is that good. But as I said that out loud, maybe that should be a segment, Jeff.
Trivia. You know, we like that. We were starting with the stories, and then we kind of tried that. You tried to I think when we first started, you tried to tank me a couple times or whatever, get me a couple times. But I don't know, man.
Let's do that.
We should. That would be fun.
People on the show and let us know. Should we do a trivia question segment? I think that would be fun because then the listeners can kind of yell along and listen.
Right.
If they know the answer. That would be good.
Definitely fun. Yeah. Where are we at on this right now today?
Well, right now we've kind of touched on a lot of the Irish Open.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to get your butt there.
Yeah, I know. It looked fun. I want to go.
I say this because we have martial arts mortality. Okay.
Yes.
Just go before you're not.
Before
you're done. Go before you're done.
Right.
Well, you could say you did it.
Yeah.
And
that's what. Right. No, that's what I'm really wanting to do now is compete a little bit more internationally before I really hang it up, and I feel great. So feeling good with all that. So and just getting out of my comfort zone, trying new things, having fun. So
didn't you do like 32 divisions like a few weeks ago?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not hanging it up, right? But yeah. So any should it stay, should it go that you didn't like from the weekend? I mean, there's little things that we could talk about.
I got one.
Go.
I was already thinking about this. Should it stay or should it go? Because some people feel one way or the other about it. So it's valid. 1 point each way.
Yeah. I think
1 point each way. Because I think Willie was talking about this when he said that, I think it was Jason Holmes. Was it Jason Holmes he was talking about?
Probably.
Who called 1 point each way when they were judging together, and he goes, whoa, wait a minute, you can't do that. He said, oh yeah. So it's not like it's just something that you call in walk. Now,
no, it was big in NBL for a while, but it wasn't as bad as Waco, the way they do it.
I'll tell you, I dislike the 1 point each way more than I dislike the front hand to the body. People who allow, I got in a conversation with someone about front hand to the body, and they were contemplating putting this into their tournament. And I said, you have to understand, if you do that, it will dramatically change the way people will fight, because everybody thinks like, oh yeah, solid front hand of the body. Everybody thinks about it going forward, but that's not how people apply.
That's not how their people fly. Yeah.
Moving away. Look, that was a front hand of the body.
Yeah.
That's the rules, right? People change it for the rules. So.
Yeah.
But I actually think the 1 point each way, because if I can't really see anything, and you don't want to be a bad guy, all right? If you say no call, all right? Now you're like, jerk, how can you mean no call?
Right.
You saw me hit him like this, like, oh, I'm not all bad. See, I did call it for you. You know, I'm just like, you're just like the literal politician, like, oh, everybody's good.
Right.
Everybody wins.
You see it a lot with the blitzes at the same time, right?
Now it's screwed. Right?
So you see it with the blitzes mostly, or you see it over in Europe with front hand to body while the side kick, or a defensive side, right?
Yeah.
So imagine if you had that in NASCAR. Because that wouldn't be one each way. It would be 2-1. 2 this side, 1 this side. That would be insane. You couldn't do it. I think it only works in like.
That's 2-1.
Right, but that's a rare occasion with someone who hit them in the head with a kick, and then, but there's no 2 points to the body over in Europe or even in NBL. So, I don't know. It's just a weird situation.
What's your thoughts on this? I think this is bad. What's
I
your
don't like
thoughts?
it. No, I never liked it. I mean, there's been rare occasions where it has been really where I was like, holy crap, they really did hit at the exact same time. So that should be it. So, but yeah.
Dang. It's got to be a no call.
Right. So I don't know. I don't like it.
Why? Because if it is, all right, then if you get up by 1, all right, and you just start, and if they are going to call 1 each way, as soon as we start diving at each other, all right, now you just keep diving, you just keep diving. Now I just go 1 each way. Now you're always ahead. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So, and the other problem, what really usually happens is that, so the center is calling 1 each way while the person in the corner is doing this, and then this one over here only sees that one angle. So the person on that one side is getting the points every time. And I've had that happen several times in fights. I'm like, wait, what? Okay. This makes no sense. So, yeah, I mean, when really it should be 2 no calls and 1 over there, if that's what they see. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it. It should go. Definitely go.
Here's some of the biggest takeaways I'm going to say about this tournament that we just saw. It would look way different if Roman, Avery, and Robbie were fighting.
Right. Morgan.
My team would look so much different. Well, obviously look different. I think Morgan would have won. Morgan would have won the whole dang thing.
Yeah, she would have. Oh man.
The way the final ended with Lily and because Lily was winning. She was winning 2-0 or 2-1, right?
Something like that. I thought it was just 1-0. Yeah. It just started.
1-0?
Yeah.
Okay, so she was up 1 and gets busted in the nose.
And that's it. And she was fighting so good, man.
Yeah. She doesn't have a lot of hood in her because I'd have kept fighting. I've had my nose blown up and I kept fighting.
Yeah. I always do.
I think the medic stopped it.
Yeah, the medic stopped it. The medic stopped it.
The medic made him stop? Man.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she was, like, crying bad, so. Yeah.
If she would have just stared the medic down and said, no, I'm fighting. Try. She's not, Lily's not just strike you someone who's got a little bit of hood. So, I don't know. I'll never forget BJ Carnahan. Busted. Like, I'm talking like somebody punched a tomato. That's what happened to my nose. Dude, this guy keeps fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
That's what you do.
Right?
Just get up and keep going.
Yeah, that was good.
I don't know.
I should have started the episode with this, but start with an apology on my end. This episode's coming out on a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Everybody was mad at me. It was my fault why we weren't able to record our podcast the day before. It was my fault. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into what it was because it was.
No, we don't need to get into that. I understand. I don't even get into half the stuff that happens during my day. It's okay.
You're excited about it. You get a little martial arts talk to get going. You're going to love it. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Inside Scoop. Also, follow us. Follow Martial Arts Inter Network. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the different stuff. Who knows? We may have a TikTok. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Be upset. But do this. Be upset at your friends that didn't already tell you about Inside Scoop. And did tell them, be like, hey, you've been listening to Inside Scoop this whole time. You haven't told me about it. I'm legitimately upset at you. Do that.
That's right.
Be upset because you have a reason to.
That's right. All right, man.
Another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next week.